One of my first serious girlfriends in my early 20s, she ended up passing away from kidney failure. And it was also at a time when I was being introduced to other major drugs like cocaine and fentanyl that I was lightly using. But when she passed away, that's when I really started to dive deep and the addiction really took hold.
I have 3 daughters. My oldest is 14, 9, and 6. And, it really, that's a part that really crushes me. But at the same time, it couldn't keep me or keep me clean. I try getting clean for my children. They're always my biggest motivator, but yeah, they can't keep me clean. Like, I know I have to do it for myself.
It causes me to put myself in situations I never wish I would have, I hurt a lot of people. Almost had my life taken on several occasions, I got shot in 2001. I've been stabbed. I mean, just a normal, it's not normal, but like, just crazy life.
Tragically, in the epidemic as we know it, locally and at the state level and nationally, tragically, more people are losing their lives to addiction, and specifically opioids and fentanyl and carfentanil. That's surpassing car accidents and homicides.
Baltimore has long had the reputation of being a center of heroin use. It's like other major urban areas in that way, so it's not totally unique, but it does distinguish several large urban areas on both coasts where the legacy epidemic from the 70s that has included older adults, minorities, lower socioeconomic status, more men than women, never left and never stopped. Merged now with the newer opioid epidemic that's, although started in rural and suburban areas like Appalachia, West Virginia, Ohio, the Southeast, and the like, but now spreading to urban areas, beginning with prescription opioids and opioid pain pills. Those two epidemics have merged, and so in a place like Baltimore, we now have both populations together, the legacy and the new.
Helping Up Mission, founded in 1885 to help those overcoming homelessness and poverty. And so we have an overnight guest services for those. And in the mid-90s, the leadership realized that there's such a high correlation between a state of addiction and a state of homelessness. And so in order to help a man break that cycle of homelessness and poverty by addressing the underlying issues of addiction. So a man can come to us as an overnight guest and self-identify as needing long-term recovery, for which our spiritual recovery program was established in 1998. So a man interviews on a morning of the week between 6 and 9 a.m., simply asked what's going on in his life that causes him to come to us.
I have a son, but so when I caught my charges in South Carolina, the judge, so my bail was like $50,000, and so $25,000 was because I was a danger to the community, and then the other $25,000 was because I was a flight risk, and that's hard for me to talk about because, I haven't seen him in years. So, but I don't blame anybody but myself, I mean, his mom's amazing. She's beautiful. She just got her master's in nursing. She works in labor and delivery, and one day I packed my stuff up and left to come back to Baltimore.
She was one of the most beautiful people. She didn't use, she barely drank. She was just a true, beautiful soul. And to lose her like ripped my heart out. So my sister's in recovery, my daughter's mom's in recovery. I see the way they're living now, and a lot of people here, I see like the graduate stories are amazing. It gives me hope that like I was that guy who was like, dang, my life's over. Like I'm 29 years old, my life is so far from over. There's people that come in at 50, you know, turn their life back completely around, going to college, and it just gives me high hopes for that. Like I'm not too old to go to school, which is what I'm gonna get into. I'm not rushing back to work. I'm gonna find something I enjoy to do, and the whole time I'm gonna be working on my recovery. I'm not rushing into anything this time around.
That man becomes an applicant in waiting for the program. He's not entered in to his year until a Friday chapel service some number of days after. But a man begins his journey as a new program member in the phase we call Seeds of Hope, or nickname is Seeds. And that phase is 45 days long. And then the next phase is the Alpha phase, and that's 60 days. Omega phase is 90 days, so altogether that's the first 6.5 months. And then the last phase, the life preparation phase, is the last half of the year.
For the time I've been here, it's just been wonderful. I mean, I really can't put two words to explain how great it's been. I mean, you know, again, you don't need anything but you.
You know, for me, it's like you started something and you finished it. You didn't give up. You know, it's not really that you graduate from just because there's no graduation from this disease. It's just like you started and you finished it. You finished the course. You know, you're going to go through a lot, you know, in the process of getting to that year. You know, you just have to fight your way through it.
I'm here to take advantage of the things necessary that will perhaps help me build some sort of life and stability for myself.
To see my daughter's face these days, to see how healthy I look, and that I'm always there and calling, and she knows she's a priority in my life, those are key things that keep me going.
I'm strong and I am weak. I will be free.